who live long and do bad deeds. And this is to show us the balance that every Muslim needs to strike in his or her life. And here when we think about this, and also in light of the teachings of the Quran, and also in the teachings of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, so here in this hadith, or in this saying of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he makes it clear that the best of people are those who lead and live a long life, and also they do good deeds along this life. And also we find in another hadith the Prophet peace be upon him saying, whoever is pleased to have a blessing in his lifetime, and also a blessing in his provision and in his wealth, let him maintain good ties and of kinship and relations with his relatives. You see the connection here when the Prophet says, من أراد أن ينسى أو من سره في another narration, من سره أن ينسى له في عمره وفي رزقه فإن أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم فليصل رحمه. That whoever is pleased and whoever is willing to get blessed in his life and in his profession and in his provision, then let him or her maintain good ties of kinship with his relatives and all the people around him by default. So you can see that how is it Islam always tells us to be good to our relatives, because they can be Muslims or non-Muslims, but still Islam teaches us that we have to maintain good ties with them and to be nice to them and to be good with them and not to sever or cut relations with them. And a very important teaching also that Prophet Muhammad peace be upon him teaches us, that if the day of judgment takes place and one of you is holding a parent receiving in his or her hand, and while this is the case, the day of judgment takes place and one recognizes the event, the Prophet peace be upon him goes on to say, let him or her plant it. So you see here, even under the most turmoil of scenarios, still the Prophet peace be upon him urges us and teaches us that we still have to be proactive and productive people and constructive people. So this is the spirit and this is the kind of mentality that Islam teaches us. So Islam is not a religion that tells us, okay, once you are in a position to go and to commit suicide or to take your life and the lives of others, this is who is the right Muslim, or this is what Muslims are supposed to be doing. On the opposite, it is completely the contrary. Islam is the religion that teaches us that we are here placed on this earth, and Allah says, it is He, Allah the Almighty, who brought you forth from the earth and made you its inhabitants. So here, this inhabitation, this proper inhabitation of the earth requires from us to be productive people and constructive people and people who are always engaged in causes and in finding practical solutions and just solutions to all the peoples of the world. So this is what Islam teaches us, and this is what Islam teaches all Muslims to do, and these are the kind of meanings that Islam calls on us to internalize and to put into practice and to share with all the peoples of the world.
Definitely. Tom, how about your life? How has it changed since knowing the true path of religion and the main messages rightfully?
Well, I was actually planning on just going in the mosque and stay there all day, but since this teaching, I think I have to do something with this. And
to be productive.
I have to do something to be productive. So yeah, I maybe it's, but it's right. You know, you need to. At first I thought, because you know, in the Netherlands it's like when I became a Muslim, I didn't have any Muslim friends or whatever, so I was all by myself in a sense, and I thought, well, this is going to be kind of tricky, you know. But if you look at the practical implications of the religion, and of course we have our 5 prayers a day, and there are some things which might inhibit some things I was doing earlier, but it's very, you can practice it in any circumstance. I mean, if I can practice it in Holland, and where I was at first, there was no Muslim around me whatsoever. Then you can practice it everywhere, and it gives you a much more positive outlook, and it makes you a much more productive person, but also a much more. I try to bring maybe my friends and my.
Why aren't they understanding Islam as a religion in the true sense of the word, as it should be?
Well, I think for me, I started reading the Quran, and it made sense to me. But what really opened my heart is when I delved into the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And I mean, if people around me, in Europe, anywhere, they have no clue who our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is, and if they would know, they would have a totally different outlook on this religion. And that's I noticed this with the people around me, my family. I would have sayings from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they would only know him from bombing stuff and doing whatever. They equate him with the people they see on television with the beards and being aggressive and stuff. That's their view of what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is.
But how can we can work by leading by example? I mean, we ourselves are ambassadors of our religion.
Good, but that's why we follow example. If you say, if you're a nice guy, an agreeable guy, people see that you've improved in conduct, you improved in character, and they ask you how come, and you say, well, I follow the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There's a kind of like, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is not the person he was made out to be. Whatever, where they get easily ideas from. So that's a challenge, but that's also, well, as I said, when I delved into who the Prophet said it was, that was really sort of like the finalization of my that I gave myself over to Hossam and became a Muslim because I wanted to be like the Prophet.
Xenia, a comment from you, and then I'm going to go for a final note with Sheikh Hossam. Yes. So, I mean, how did it change your life? How did such classes add to you, and how far did you become much proactive, as Sheikh had said?
Actually, it pushed me to be also more clear about, more careful about what I'm doing, and more careful about my words, and it helped me to be more responsible in my life.
Responsibility and accountability. Sheikh Hossam, a final comment.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for having us, and all of us and all the team here at Rumianteeva International. So may Allah reward you and bless all your efforts. And let me just pick up where both Tom and Xenia left, that Islam is a religion of life construction and always being constructively and productively engaged in everything in this life. And this is why in the Bible Quran we always read that الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ, that those who believe and those who hold the right belief in Allah Almighty, and also those who do good deeds. So both of them in parallel, simultaneously go together. And commenting on that, Muslims will be better off when we just stay in the mosque. This is not the case, and this is why we see the great companion Umar ibn Khattab pleading him once, and of course this is because he was told by the Prophet peace be upon him. Once he saw a man, he was always sitting in the mosque. Once, and so for the second time, for the third time, so that the companion he noticed this, so he asked him, who providing for you and who brings the food for you and all of this? So he said, my brother. So the answer from Umar ibn Khattab that your brother is far better than you. And he said to him, stand up, it is also important. As much as you pray and you have the time for your prayer, you also have other things to attend for. And also it is from the understanding of the companions and the early generations of Muslims that if a person goes out, and listen to this, if a person goes out with his Muslim brother or his Muslim sister to attend to one of his or her needs and to fulfill a need for them, this will be equated to the rewards of spending many days fasting and spending many nights staying for prayer. So you see how that Islam is.
It's a religion for life.
Reflection and
A religion for life, definitely. Sheikh Hossam lecturer at Al-Azhar Mosque. Thank you very much for coming. Tom and Xenia, thank you so much for being here. It's a great pleasure to have you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a daily debate, a special daily debate for tonight. And I'm Hassan. Thank you all for watching.